Hey, it's Joey Casada. You're listening to Tom and Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast. If you want to hear two idiots with Boston accents talk about KISS, you've definitely come to the right place.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down, KISS. I'm pressing the button. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. My name is Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the KISS cards. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Why? Why do that to the fans? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what are you talking about? 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like KISS? Settle down.
Let me see your hands! Yeah! Cool. She'll always be there, trying to grab a hug. She thought she did it, but she didn't know. I once said I wanted her to go. Parasite Monday. Parasite Monday. Don't you cry.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, KISS Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 196. KISS Kruise XI recap, part 1. We are back, and that fine music you just heard was
Night one of karaoke.
woo. That wasn't Paul on the
No. There was
I
no
mean-
backing tracks there.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't Gene on the karaoke, I should say.
No.
Maybe it was
No.
Sad Gene, but it wasn't Gene.
No. And you're going to have to forgive me for, I think I have Cabo Wabo COVID right now.
Yeah, you can't blame it on Casada this time.
No, it's just a head cold. I'm totally fine. I think though, just being run down from the week. So if I sound a little froggy and a little congested,
You mean
Yeah,
they're froggy?
yeah, I'm drinking my emergency and my water. I got my big box of tissues here, but we're ready to go.
We know our buddy Joey listens. So I will have to say, though, people were saying, oh, I've got a cold, but it's not that Casada COVID where everybody got it.
Casada Creatures Fest COVID.
Yeah.
No, this is Cabo Cruise COVID. It's not COVID.
Yeah.
It's not COVID.
And
so,
yeah, we are machines, Tom.
and why are we machines? Tell everybody why we're machines. What are we doing right now?
Yeah, because while we were away and preparing for everything, we banged out an ARC Rush episode.
Yep.
We banged out a couple of Dorm Damage episodes.
Yep.
And we banged out the Phantom of the Park. Sorry, Attack of the Phantoms. Live commentary for the first time we did that.
And
All not missing an episode. We got off the cruise. God damn it. Up at 7:30 in the morning, at the airport at 1:30, back home in our homes at midnight. It's now Friday.
we're
And
recording.
we're recording. And then after we record, I have to edit this motherfucker and get this out by midnight to you, the fans.
Dedication, people.
Yes.
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we got. I got into bed at midnight Boston time. Woke up this morning, took my dog to the groomers, went food shopping, picked up my dog from the groomers. All the meanwhile, going through boxes of tissues all for you, the fans.
Did you say woke up quick at about noon? Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon.
Close.
Because that was played a couple times on the trip. We heard it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Compton cruise. When's that going to be? When are they going to have that?
They're all dead or shot.
Imagine the security check to get on board the Compton cruise.
God.
Anyways.
Anyway, yes. We always got to go backwards before we go forwards. And we do that with the love of our friend, Mr. Tony Barone, who couldn't keep it in his pants because we did a Rush episode.
Yeah, he had a little red barchetta after hearing that episode.
Anyway, hey, Loudcasters, AB CPA Inc. is an accountant firm located in the suburbs of Chicago that can assist you with all your accountant and tax needs. For businesses, they offer bookkeeping, financial statements, payroll processing, payroll tax returns, sales tax returns, filing federal and state income tax returns, and help with starting your own business as well. For individuals, they offer help with sole proprietorships, rental real estate, trust and estate tax returns, and filing personal federal and state income tax returns. They have access to all 50 states. So whether you are in, I don't know, let's go with Mississippi or Missouri, but not if you're in Mexico.
Oh, God, no. They don't do taxes in Mexico. They do other stuff there. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of other stuff there. AB CPA Inc. can prepare an e-file on your behalf. Did you know, KISS Army, if you own a business with employees that had a 20% reduction of revenue than you did in 2019 due to COVID or state mandated shutdowns, you might be entitled to additional tax credits. And who likes money? This guy. Follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn and visit them on their website at abcpainc.com. That's abcpainc.com. Or you can email Tony Barone at tony@abcpainc.com. That's tony@abcpainc.com. You can call them on their phone number at 708-430-3232. Again, 708-430-3232.
Yeah, ABCPA Inc.
Yeah, we had a couple people, Tony, on the cruise asking us about if, like, hey, is that guy legit? I need some help. Give him a call. He's more than legit.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's more than legit. Been doing this for over 30 years. Plus, he thinks Geddy Lee is handsome.
Well, he is. Like, who doesn't think Geddy Lee's handsome? The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes. So, Tom, we dropped our live commentary of Phantom, the KISS movie from 1978.
Yep.
And to say people were shocked and surprised would be an understatement. We did a poll, which was kind of hard to find something, but we came up with best lines, I think, right?
Yeah, best quote. We tried to get creative with this one. So there's obviously a lot to choose from, but we tried to pick a line from each member. So the options were Paul, let's go. Ace with Gene with Devereaux, and Peter with Gene's brother was an only child. Of course. Who do you think won, Zeus?
That would be the Ace Cult.
The Ace Cult overwhelmingly won, of course, with 48%. Paul came in surprisingly second at 22, Devereaux at 20, and Peter comes in the rear with 10. Devereaux. Couple comments. John Schaefer. I've been using my brother is an only child. There's no better line. The other Steve Didisco says hashtag Ace Cult wins every poll. That's true.
Yep.
Baseball and Death says my favorite is Kulick Cat, man. He's serious. Wally Vidal likes hi Curly. Derek Rolando says when Melissa says, what's that humming noise? And Ace responds, Beethoven's Fifth.
And then he brings up a good point. I forgot about this. He says some of those dialogue lines are omitted from the Attack of the Phantoms edit of the movie.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which is probably for the better. All right, so there's some poll comments. What do we get from some episode comments here? Because everybody loves Phantom of the Park or Attack of the Phantoms, whatever you want to call it. Who doesn't? We do. We do. We do.
You do.
Let's see. Wally Vidal again. We love Wally. All the KISS greats made an appearance in this one. Fighting Robot Gene, Casada Chris, Sam the Serpent, Black Ace, Peter Boyle putting on the Ritz Monster, and Vinnie Vincent. Jesus Christ. And then he did like a photo collage of all Casada Chris. I forgot about that.
That guy looked like Joey in Peter Chris makeup.
Oh, Amber P says, thanks for another great episode. I haven't laughed so much in ages. Oh, thank you, Amber. Our buddy Lisa Gabbly DeGook Michalik says, yay! Let's see. Joel Hoffman, what a horribly wonderful movie. I love it. Hilarious commentary, guys. Best part was Tom having fits about all the stupid slow songs. True. Our buddy Jack Pinocchio. He says, I love these listen and watch along episodes. Well, we're gonna get to do more of them. Our buddy Brad Baird. What an episode, guys. While y'all off having fun on the cruise, Tom and Zeus give us Kiss Meets the Phantom. Being a kid and hearing the clomp of Gene's boots by the pool, laughing at Black Ace, to being question of the week. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, thank you, Brad. Nowhere Dan. Great episode, guys. I laughed a lot. One thing I thought you might have mentioned is that when Kiss fights and beats fake Kiss on stage, not a single person in the crowd seems to find it bizarre. It's actually, he's like, they just go back to enjoying the music as if it was normal. It's actually a great point. And that's it for Twitter. What do we got on the Book of Face?
All right. Over here, our old buddy David Cathy. Listen to you guys. I laughed the whole way through. But I was also worried about you all talking about Sam's girlfriend going goo-goo over her. I thought you were going to jerk each other off.
Well,
I didn't need Tom to jerk me off. I can do it myself.
wait a minute. That's not fair.
Okay. If you want to play along. John Clifford III. Wow, what an idea. Laughing my ass off. Can't wait to hear it this afternoon. I hope you got a chance there, buddy. Ryan, Michael, Courtney, Cronin, Dole, Kulick, Lane, Cook, Simmons, Tweed, Scott, Clark, fucking whatever. Along with the Dubai episode, I love these watch-alongs. Can't wait to see what other you guys do in the future. This episode was hilarious. And Tom and I discussed this. The fact that we got this to finally work.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. We can do a bunch of stuff now. And in addition to that, we'll probably do a bunch of movies for Dorm Damage coming up.
Yeah, opens up a ton of opportunities now.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
Greg Gould, Tom and Zeus giving us folks who can't be on the cruise a special gift. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to start listening.
Nice.
And then Joshua Argello says, how can I see this movie? With your eyes, you silly ass. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. That's a Jerky Boys things. Dude, I don't know. Fucking find it online, man. I don't know. How can I see it? I don't know. You're on a fucking KISS podcast page and you don't know how to get that? I don't know what to tell you, brother. Hey, thanks, brother. Over on Loudcasters, Joseph Collins. Again, you guys continue to bring the content we want to hear. Tom and Zeus, keep it up. And go Bruins. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Nice. Zeus likes that. Any Bruin talk we can squeeze in here is great.
Oh, yeah. Paul Hader, enjoy the KISS cruise, fellas. Maybe by the end of the week, you'll be slathering tanning oil on Black Sabbath.
Ooh, dude.
Good luck.
I would
Thanks
do
for
that.
The content.
I would do that. Yes.
There are a lot of fucking female acts. We would want to do that too. Believe me.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Stevie Flythe, line of the night. Hey, look, it's Tommy Thayer.
That was good.
Yeah. Over on our Loudcasters Instagram page, Gabbly DeGook. says, yay again. Woohoo. So over on YouTube, as I sort this, Mr. Antonio 2005. Hey, didn't Polk High beat Christie Canyons in a football game in 78?
Oh,
the one where Al Bundy got 4 TDs?
Oh, my goodness. What's the matter with our listeners?
Somebody says, Steve Bond says, Greed Simmons for president.
Oh, God. Let's not bring that up.
Tales of a Kiss Geek. Man, this was fun. Reminded me of Beavis and Butthead. I'm sure I'm not the first to say that. You guys definitely need another episode in this style. Love you, brothers. Johnny B. Good says Sinkin' Stanley needs to do a reenactment of Folger's commercial, except he needs to include Tommy swinging on the tramp with him. We need Chef Boy Do I Sink t-shirts. Oh, God. They're encouraging him.
I love it.
Andy Patterson says, yes, finally, Kiss meets the Phantom. Big time thanks for this Halloween treat. Love the show. Keep up the great work, guys. Star Child. And that's what I got, Tom.
All right. Let's bang out a few emails. Our buddy Mike H. Making fun of this is like making fun of the team playing against the Harlem Globetrotters. It just isn't fair. Who I believe was the Washington Generals, if I recall correctly. I was 11 when this aired, but I wasn't allowed to watch it because earlier that week I got in trouble for putting dog hair in my sister's mouth while she was sleeping. What the fuck is the matter with you, Mike? I didn't get to see it until it was released on VHS many years later. I'm sure 11-year-old me would have been just as embarrassed as 20-year-old me. Great show. Thanks. We love Mike. Our buddy Tony Smith. By now, you probably got a ton of emails answering some of your questions, such as why did they show concert ending when the band first shows up? Attack of the Phantoms is the European version, which they included deleted dialogue as well as some scenes out of sequence. The version we had as kids in the U.S. is the one that makes more sense. It was only on shelves for a blink of an eye when Walmart released a DVD a few years back. They got a cease and desist and pulled it. Yes, I remember that. There was actually an official single DVD released of this, and it was gone instantaneously. I remember that. Good stuff from Tony. We love Tony Smith. Oh, we love reading emails from fellow Patreon and America's favorite realtor, Joey Romanek. Kiss Meets the Phantom episode was one we've been waiting for, and you guys didn't disappoint. I loved hearing the running commentary. If any movie deserves a running commentary, it's this golden gem. I have actually never seen the movie. I remember when it aired, I didn't know anything about it being on. My dad was randomly flipping through the channels, and I saw Kiss on the screen. I freaked out, and he said, nope, and kept scrolling. In those days, once something was over, it was over. I started watching it on YouTube about 3 months ago, but I never even got to the part where Kiss comes in. Maybe I'll give it another go. Yeah, it takes about 45 minutes for Kiss to get involved. All right, and that's emails. We're going to finish up feedback with something from Aggie Dad and Tiger Grad on Twitter. I'm loving this. After tonight's terrible Texas A&M football game in season, I needed a release. Watching Attack of the Phantoms now while listening to your commentary is in sync and laughing. Thanks for taking a terrible football season and giving me something to really enjoy. And then he posts a picture of his phone with Shout It Out Loudcast on the podcast screen and the TV in the background showing the movie. Great stuff. Aggie Dad and Tiger Grad, for that, you are the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Awesome. I love that. We got a few people that were doing that, syncing everything up.
Yeah.
Not
Thinking Stanley here.
Thinking Stanley here, people.
Paul, where's my t-shirt on the cruise?
Listen.
We got more questions asked about him than I think a lot of other stuff, huh?
Yeah, we got accused of giving him a platform, and I openly admitted it just makes me laugh. I can't apologize for something that makes me laugh.
Yeah, there are a few upset Kiss tards out there that don't like that we let him come on and talk and do his shtick. You know. But
No. Sinkin Stanley's funny. He ain't coming on the show. Maybe Greed Simmons will.
so,
Greed Simmons.
so
That is
stupid.
fucking horrendous.
This is just so stupid.
Oh,
Anyways,
God.
Tom, before we move on, we always like to give a shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is where people can sign up, support the show. They can join to a couple different tiers. They help us monetarily, and we put that towards the show, whether it be equipment, software, website, all sorts of shit we put it towards. And it helps us. It helps us tremendously. And the support that we've been getting from the Patreon people is unbelievable. Honestly, it's been overwhelming. Even while we were on the cruise, I believe we got another Patreon subscriber. And so therefore, we need to give a shout out to him. And so we're going to give a new shout out to our new guy, Daniel Houston. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on board. He's now a spaceman contributor to the show. Daniel is just like many other Patreons that support the show. They get little perks from us. We were talking to a few of the Patreon members on the cruise. We ran into a few of them. Let's give a quick shout out to our buddy Tom Selig.
Oh, yeah. He was heavily involved in KISS Kruise. Yeah, Tom.
Not to be confused with Brett Reynolds, but we saw Tom a couple times on the cruise. We ran into and hung out a shit ton with our good friend Ronnie James Dio, better known as Jeff Kinsley, and his girl Michelle. Oh man, we had fun with them. They were with us most of the cruise. Great people. It was great hanging out with him, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great. Jeff is great. Michelle is lovely. We had a great time hanging out with them. We bumped into them a lot. We spent a lot of time together with them at all different events and concerts and stuff. Great people. And it's, we talk about this all the time. It's great, the community that we've built, whether it's Patreon specifically or just Shout It Out Loudcast in general. But meeting you guys and hanging out on the cruise and stuff was just a ton of fun. And of course, don't forget, Patreon contributor also, Kevin Jepson.
He gets his own special mention because is there a time we don't hear or talk to Kevin that something's not awry, whether it's him fighting with Orange Cassidy, the KISS Karaoke DJ, about letting people get their turn,
or threatening to just not get off the boat.
Yeah. Kevin may not seek it, but trouble finds him. And he is fucking hilarious. Great guy, very touchy and hands-on. And just stay away from late night after he's been drinking. Tons of fun. All of them.
Absolutely.
All of them. Great guys. And Patreon has been there for us since 2021 when we started it. You guys have helped us out a lot. If you want to help the show, and we get that all the time, like what you guys are doing, we want you to do this, we want you to do this. Joining up and becoming a Patreon member is the best way to support the show. And it could be something as small as a Catman membership, whatever. Or you can become a Demon membership and get your shirt. All that helps. Oh, don't forget, Tony Musalam is a Patreon member.
That's right. And he got the platinum package because he got to sleep with us for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys, Patreon. Please keep the subscriptions coming. We love it. It's a great help to us. And if you think about it, go on our Patreon site and you can get that. Once you go to our shoutoutloudcast.com, our website, right off the top, you'll see in the corner, Patreon. Go there, see all the perks that you get, find something that works for you. Come join the fun.
Absolutely. Like Zeus says all the time, you guys are the best. We can't thank you enough. Especially huge thanks to Daniel Houston, our newest, and everybody that we hung out this week, all those Patreon members, Tom and Jeff, and of course, Michelle and Jepson. It was just a great time. I mean, we're going to get into
Tony. And
Yeah,
Tony.
well, yeah, I mean, really, thank Tony. Give me a break.
You're right. Fuck him.
He got to sleep with us for a week. That's the thanks he got.
Yeah.
But no, just you guys are the best, and we can't thank you enough. The contributions are very, very important to the show, and we're just eternally grateful for everything that you guys do, regardless of the tier. We're just very, very grateful for any contributions. So thank you so much to all you guys, especially our new guy, Daniel Houston.
Yeah, and there was, there's always a few other listeners and stuff that came up to us throughout the trip.
Oh yeah,
actually, there was a bunch. I don't remember all the names. I remember Montreal Doug. I saw him a couple times.
We ran into Steve from Australia. Our first day there
right.
And then our good buddy Joe Papalato, saw him a lot during the week.
Yeah, Joe and his brother, right?
That's right. Yep, they go to all the cruises. We ran into them, spent a lot of time with them. And yeah, the cruise, we'll get into it, but it's really a unique experience. It really is. And it's great.
Loudcasters rock.
Yeah,
Loudcasters rock.
It's great running into people that we interact with on email and social media, seeing them in real life and hanging out with them. Just a great time. So,
hey, one other last quick thing. I want to, we were talking about Loudcasters. Want to give another nice shout out to our buddy, Mr. Gary Cap, who never ceases to amaze with his generosity and gifts and stuff, and these fucking awesome magnets he does. He did some of a Shout It Out Loudcast, and he's always rewarding us, always doing. He's got a great heart. He's a great guy, and we just want to say hello and thank you, Gary, for all that you do for us.
Absolutely, Gary. You are definitely one of our biggest contributors to the show, whether it's Patreon or not. And those magnets that you make for us, whether they're KISS related or podcast related or whatever, and just in general, the time that we spent with you at Creatures Fest was great. Maybe someday in the future we'll be able to hook up on another KISS cruise or some other KISS Tard related event. But Gary, you're the best, so we just want to give you a special shout out on this episode.
Yeah, and then the other person is the person who knows who he is, who's been there for us, and we don't say it enough. But he knows who he is, and he's been a big help to us, and we always love him.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
He knows. Tom, now let's talk about KISS World. We're not going to really get into the stuff that happened on the cruise KISS World, but our buddy Ace apparently got in a little bit of trouble. I'm supposed to sign some autographs, but I'm going to take off for lunch. I'll be back in, 8 hours. I don't know. There was some sort of incident where he was supposed to sign autographs. The person, the company that set it up was bullshit at him, apparently. He came in late. He stayed for an hour, went for lunch, came back, then cut the line and said, I'm done at this time. Fuck off. And apparently people were pissed because he was doing a private signing for another large company with those supposed bootleg Chinese guitars. And I don't know. The vendor and host was not happy with him. Ace's people refuted it back. I don't know who's at fault. I don't know what's right. I'm just saying that's what we heard.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I just do what I'm told. I take these guitars. I don't care if they're made in China or Florida. I just do what I'm told.
Hey, somebody get me a toothbrush. I had an egg salad sandwich and it's stuck in my gums.
Ace, bring that over here. We could sell that. How big is the piece?
Hey, I bet Gene would do it for $1. Hey, shit, why don't I do it then? You fucking Ace. Pick this by the big food bottle from their teeth. Do you think a KISS card would buy that?
Oh, dude, people buy bloody towels that Gene has. Come on, what the fuck? People buy anything.
Okay. And then lastly, there was another rumor, supposedly. We don't know if it's verified yet. Vinny's trying to do another, Christmas private event, $300 tickets. If I sell out, then I'll do it. If not, then I won't.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yep. All kinds of crazy shit with former KISS members, for sure. Yes.
I'm the greatest rock star in the band. And the most handsome.
Look at these dollar store Gibson guitars. Prove it.
I'm a high in demand, good looking leading man.
I'm what you would call an entertainer.
Anyway, let's put that shit aside and let's talk about the cruise. So we're going to go up to starting the trip all the way up to leading up to our event, which was the indoor KISS concert, the first one. We'll stop there. But before we do that, let me get a shovel to pick out some of the fillet of fish stuck in Ace's bottom gums.
All right, we're back. I'm sorry, I got held up there. I had to throw a life raft over to Ace. He got screwed up there parasailing. He didn't know what he was doing. He crashed into a fucking rock and he was half drowning. Guys, what's going on here? I didn't know this was going to be part of the cruise. I didn't realize parasailing. I was tied to a boat.
Poor Ace. Poor Ace. Anyways, as we were saying, the cruise. So Tom and I booked it. We got a room of 4. Our good friend Tracy was jumping in, and Tony from Restrained. So we got basically, I think, the same room. I think
it was like the exact same like cabin number.
Yeah. It was fucking great. Fucking great. We flew out. We took JetBlue this time, Tom, which was way better than what we did to Creatures Fest.
Well, the flight to LA. Yes.
Yeah. We took JetBlue. We stayed in LA. My nephew's out there. We stayed at his place, and then he drove like Mario Andretti and got us to the pier the next day.
Oh God.
Yes. LA is just a different fucking cat, like altogether, huh?
It's I've never been to California, never been to LA. So yeah,
neither have I.
It's pretty damn different. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think it's convenient. Rumor has it the next cruise will be going out of Florida. Thank God.
Thank God.
I'll tell you, if anything's happening in LA, I ain't doing that trip again. Fuck that. So
no. There's no.
Yeah. So we get in line. As soon as we get dropped off, we see our buddy Steve Wright from Potter Than Hell. We jump in line with him. Smooth sailing. We get on the boat.
Yeah, there was no problems at all. I mean, I don't know if it was because we've already experienced it, so there was nothing really tricky there. But yeah, we bump into Tony, Steve, his buddies, Chris, and Rob that we met last year. So right off the bat, we're like, all right, here we go. And this year with no COVID restrictions, we just pretty much walked onto the boat. It was boom right there. They take your luggage. Of course, what do we do first? Hit the buffet.
Which is wonderful because Tom and I already had a fucking rant going. And we're like, we're going to do an episode on fucking a few things, which are what we bitch about if people could fix. And one of them is airline travel, hotel fees, and ticket fees increases. If we can fix those, the politician that says, I will work on those 3 things, fucking should be elected president. But I won't get too distracted. The one thing good in life, because you can totally picture after a long day traveling, this will be fucked. Like where you go to a hotel and your room's not ready. You got to fucking wait with your luggage. Here, literally, we drop off our shit and we go right to the buffet. The buffet's open. You sit down. It's not fucking chaos. It's not a giant clusterfuck. Boom. Tons of food. The buffet is always awesome. Although it's not as good as last year. And we were greeted with the friendly, familiar sound of this.
Washi, washi, happy, happy, and smiley, smiley.
Yeah, it's going on a cruise it's really an interesting experience. Like Zeus said, we hit the ground running. I mean, you get into the buffet and you're like, boom, we're on the cruise. Here we go. The bar's open, the buffet's open, everything's open within a short amount of time. Your room is open. You could drop off your shit if your bags are already there. Zeus's bag was the first one there. I thought mine would be floating in the fucking Pacific Ocean somewhere. But we ended up getting it later in the day. And then
the only thing that wasn't there was one of our cabin mates who were getting things. Oh God, my flight got delayed.
Oh God, that's right. That's right. What impression was that?
I think that's a combination of her and Alan.
My flight was delayed, but I'm going to be in time for karaoke. We'll get to that.
It's a Tracy Allen combination. My flight is delayed, honey. I don't know why the fuck I'm doing like a
Honey, what are you
Mississippi.
doing?
I think I was doing Paula Dean. I don't know why. She doesn't look like Paula Dean, but I'm trying to do her. I forget what she sounds like now. Hey, Zeus, are we going to go to karaoke? I don't know. Is that how it sounds?
But anyways, poor Tracy, her flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, but she made it. And we greeted her and met her at the buffet, and that was it. Then it's like, okay, let's check the schedule. Where do we got to go? What do we got to do? Where do we have to be? And then that's it. You're hit. Like I said, you're hitting the ground running.
And then the next thing is you wait for the sail away show, which is on the deck. Okay. And you're running into people, you're seeing familiar faces, new faces, like, oh, I recognize that guy. Oh, I've seen this guy on online auctions. Or this guy's familiar. I've seen him in KISS Kruises pictures before. It's a lot of overwhelming shit, but you're still excited. This is like the, Christmas Day shit. You're opening stuff and you still have gifts to open up. You have that level of excitement still going. And we go on the deck, you getting your drinks, and KISS is going to come out and do the sail away show. So what we're always thinking, like idiots, what are they going to play? Which deep cut? Although they don't play songs, and this is one of the things I'll say, and we'll repeat it through the actually indoor show. What they say is like, oh, we don't play these songs. No, you've played these songs. You've played these same 30 so songs over the last 20 years. Some are not on End of the Road, but they're not unheard of songs. They're songs we've heard of on other previous tours before End of the Road. So they're not called deep cuts. So stop saying that shit. You've played the same 30 songs in the last 20 something years. Now, there are few exceptions. We'll talk about them when they are exceptions. But we get to the Sail Away show. Paul, Gene, Eric, Tommy come out. Fucking matching dork hats by Paul and Eric.
That's why my fantasy football team is Stanley's Sombreros.
Yeah, exactly. And mine's a picture of Ace laughing. Yeah. And then you get the usual. How you doing, people? Dude, if you had a drink for how many times Paul Stanley said people on this fucking boat, you would have fell overboard.
Yeah, and then the other thing he says, which pisses me off, we talked about this all week.
Yeah.
You're on the KISS Cruise. These are your diehards that spent a ton of money to see you. You don't need to give us a disclaimer and prepare us for potential mistakes or errors or singing issues, because that's what he does. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the fact that you said that, now we're going to be looking for a mistake. Just come out and sing.
Yeah, he is so, and there'll be another incident we're going to talk about. He's got this thing, like, I think YouTube is the worst thing that's ever happened to Paul Stanley.
Yes. Oh,
and
yes.
He is so fucking, oh, you're videotaping. Oh, videotapes. This is very rehearsed. So if somebody plays it, he'll be like, well, I said that we hadn't really rehearsed this much.
I think that's what he does it for. Yeah.
And it's
just a disclaimer.
We don't need the caveat, Paul.
Yeah.
We don't. So they come out, and what do you think they open with? Something they've never opened up with before.
Oh, I know. Oh, my God. They're going to play Mr. Speed. They're going to play Burn, Bitch, Burn. No, they opened up with Deuce.
It's a good version I had. Paul makes wicked, goofy faces in the dance move with the hand shivering.
Yeah, like you think it's like he's up there with like Gladys Knight and the Pips. I'm like, what are you doing? What is that right now?
Soul Station Paul moves.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, because I think it's because he doesn't have the makeup on, and he thinks he's like, ooh.
So then you're like, okay. So then you're thinking, okay, they opened up with a classic. Here comes something out of the ordinary. Hotter than hell.
Yep. So that falls into, dude, we've heard this the last 20 years. It might not be on End of the Road, but that's not a deep cut.
Deep cut. It's a fucking hit.
But it's a song you've played for centuries.
Well, that's my point. But that's okay, because the next song they start digging deep. Oops. Wait a minute. Firehouse.
Exactly. See above, right?
Now, the only funny thing about Firehouse was that Gene did the little thing, when he breathes fire.
Yeah.
So he picked up a bottle of water and then
he
spit the water like he was spitting fire. But that's why we love Gene, because he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's having fun. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I love Gene anyways. So
yeah. And I have siren.
Yes. Yep.
But the one thing I did mark down is like, I think Paul's actually singing.
Oh, totally. Totally.
And
Yes.
when you hear it, he's doing a good job.
He is.
So
He is.
I don't know. I thought he was okay.
Yeah.
And then Paul jumps out again. It's okay if we make some mistakes. We'll try to keep it minimal.
Dude, why are you saying that? That's awful. It's so annoying.
And then he goes, and then he was confused. I think this is from Love Gun. Is it from Love Gun? I think it's from Love Gun.
Yeah.
And then what are they going to? See above again.
Plastercaster. So
Which I love.
So now, of course. So now I'm like, okay, we're 4 songs deep. I'm like, this is what we're gonna get on the KISS Cruise this year.
Yeah, I thought the way they built that up, I think this is from Love Gun. Dude, I'm going, Tom's gonna fucking jerk off all over everybody. It's gonna be Almost Human. It's gonna be Got Love for Sale.
Right.
Like it's something along those lines. If you're like, I think it is. How do you know? I think Plasticaster is from Love Gun.
Right.
But I don't know. I think they fucked up too. They did the backing of on the first chorus, which they don't do on the album.
I think so. Yeah.
Plaster, Caster. The band doesn't do the callback on the first verse,
right?
On the first chorus, that comes later. They were doing it throughout, so that's
Yep.
the only thing I noticed.
Yep.
And then we get, okay, Tommy's gonna sing one. Thank God for Tommy.
So then we're all like, are they gonna do like something crazy, like Out of This World or When Lightning Strikes? No, they go the exact opposite and do Shock Me. Wow. Like, again, let me just say this. The performances were great. The band sounded good. We're not disappointed. Disappointment is a strong word. Look, I guess what happens here is, and you would think we would learn by now, we have expectations. Not that they're going to play Mr. Speed and fucking
Nowhere to Run,
Mainline. We know that we're probably not going to play those. Although the early KISS Cruises, they did.
Yep.
But I'm like, dude, Shock Me with Tommy. Come on.
And it's because they can get away with it on there because they know there's none of that fake Ace.
Yep.
Cheater Chris. They're not going to get that pushback. But part of me, I was analyzing this. I'm thinking to myself, like, Tommy's up there playing this, and he's like, come on. He's jamming to the guitar solo and stuff. Part of that, the psyche for Tommy's like, I'm doing a great job on this. No matter what I do, everybody's thinking I'm ripping off Ace. And it only leads to more. Like, you're taking his song and you're doing his solo. Like, do people really clamor for Shock Me?
From
not
Tommy?
Without Ace.
Right.
Yeah, from Tom. Like, it's not like I feel like they're like, well, it's a KISS song. Is it?
It is, but to me, it's almost even more egregious because it's an autobiographical song about something that happened to Ace.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Look,
but it's the same as fucking when Ace plays Strutter on his door. What the fuck is that?
Which is ridiculous also. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, Paul's still in a jovial mood. He's not doing bad. And Paul says this is one of his favorite. Track number 6, Got to Choose.
Okay. I'm like, hey, okay, here's a song we don't hear often. I'm not very fond of it.
But it's still been played in the last 20 years. It's been in the set list.
Right. I guess in their mind, they're like, well, it's not part of the end of the road set list, so this is new.
Bullshit.
Again, they sound good. Now, this is when they go on a hotter than hell run for some reason on the album. Because after that is Going Blind.
Oh, you missed the fucking funny Paul lead up to Going Blind. This song is that old. It was called now it's called Going Deaf.
All right, there, fucking Carrot Top. We're fun.
Hey,
You're funny.
Shecky Green.
Shecky Green Stanley up there. So you got Going Blind, and then you go right into Let Me Go Rock and Roll. So far, you have played, 3 songs in a row from Harder Than Hell and 4 in total. I'm like,
Again,
Let Me Go Rock and Roll is on the goddamn end of the road set list.
but Going Blind's been played in the last 20 years.
They opened with it last year on the Sail Away show, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So they're not going out of their way. Like, oh, we had to learn. What did you learn? Anyway, then, yeah, there's a little bit of an extended guitar, which on Let Me Go Rock. I like it. I know you don't, but I thought it was really good. Then they get into number 10, Do You Love Me?
I mean, I love Do You Love Me, but come on. I know people are listening to this right now and being like, these motherfuckers went on the KISS Cruise and they're still bitching. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Because we expect to go on the KISS Cruise and hear shit that we haven't. Because guess what? Go back and look at the early KISS Cruise set lists. This was not it.
Yeah.
Okay? And it falls under the category of what Zeus has been saying for a while. Less for more.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
They
I'm
keep
sorry.
taking shit away from you. Look at what you used to get, and now look what you're getting.
Right.
So, and I'm thinking to myself, do I love you? Not with that fucking stupid hat on, I don't. What the fuck, dude?
Now
That hat's got to go.
Now here comes a good one. Because this is, to me, a legitimate deep cut, especially compared to the rest of the set list.
Yeah, and he does say, here's one we don't usually play.
Right, and it's Two Timer off Dress to Kill. I love Dress to Kill. I think Two Timer's a great song. The band sounded great. I'm like, okay, awesome.
But technically it's on You Wanted the Best.
Yeah, but that's just like a crappy live compilation.
But it's not anything that we haven't had. Like, it's not, like you said, Mr. Speed. It's not Nowhere to Run.
Yeah,
It's
but I
not,
look at it as I've never heard them play it live in all the concerts I've been to.
I get it, but I'm just saying it's not a song that they've never done.
Right.
Okay. Number 11, they go into Christine 16.
Which I love Christine 16. It's friggin' Love Gun. So I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah, Gene fucked it up.
He always, that poor guy fucks up all the time with this.
The lyrics, no doubt about it, twice in ending that verse. And he ends it the same way for both of them. God bless him. Who gives a shit? And see, it's okay to fuck up. We don't care.
Yeah.
Paul talks about this being their first single, and they go into Nothing to Lose.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is more egregious to me. You're the Peter guy. This is more egregious to me, almost. I know people are going to disagree. For some reason, I don't know why, Tommy singing shocked me. I'm like, okay. Eric Singer singing Nothing to Lose, that annoys me. I think because Peter Criss crushes Nothing to Lose with his vocals.
Okay.
And it's classic KISS to me.
Nothing to Lose rocks. It's one of my favorite KISS songs.
Yep.
Eric has done passable versions of this before. Passable.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
No energy. The singing on this was fucking terrible. He wasn't screaming. He wasn't pouring his heart out. He wasn't screeching. Even Eric Carr, when he sings Peter songs, fucking flipping out like on Black Diamond and stuff. This is like, yeah, you got. Oh, yeah, nothing to lose. Yeah. Like, dude, where's the fucking, screaming your lungs out? None of that. It was fucking bad. Real bad.
Oh, I'm glad you agree with me on this because
I was pissed.
Yeah, me too.
It turns out that they finished early, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we have one more. We have time for one more." And then they huddled up.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, they're all huddling up. They're gonna throw one out there." Strutter.
They pulled to Dubai. When all else fails, we go to Strutter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is what they come up with after huddling up.
Dude, that set list is, I don't know. It's just, I'm sorry to be, I'm sure there's people listening to this and being like, wow, I can't believe these guys weren't happy with it. Well, you know what? No, we weren't, because The KISS Cruise is supposed to be a special, unique, die-hard event. And again, I understand people are probably also saying, what the fuck did you guys have your expectations so high? You should have expected this. No, we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have. Was the performance fun? The performance was great. It was a beautiful day. We're out on the pool deck with our friends, having a drink, getting excited. Of course, it's great. But it wasn't the price of a concert ticket. It was the price of a fucking cruise.
Yeah. Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Do You Love Me, Deuce should have been nowhere near this fucking set list.
Absolutely not.
Right? And nobody's clamoring for Going Blind, guys. Come on. They'll say, well, none of these songs are on the set list, so we gave you a bunch of stuff. We put some familiar ones in there for you. No. You guys put that shit in there because you've played these songs over the last 20 years. You learned one thing to play over, which was two-timer, basically. Everything else you've played. So, come on, guys. Are you guys just like, you don't even want to recall older tracks? So you don't even want to do the work for that?
Right.
Like, just musically? Right. Like, come on.
Yep.
Then that ended. We're all looking around saying, okay, what's next? So we went and saw the three brothers from Sister Doll for a little bit.
Yep.
Those guys are awesome, wicked friendly. They fucking rock out. Great guys. Met them a couple times on the cruise. And we saw them for a little bit.
Yep. And I think that's, I have my notes here. I think that's when we first ran into Jeff and Michelle. And Jeff got a kick-ass fucking tattoo on his forearm. The image from the back of Hotter Than Hell was great. Sisters Doll did a cover of Rise to It because they're obviously huge KISS fans. One thing I will say, speaking for me personally here, and we'll get into it more, more specifically as we kind of go through the cruise. One big difference for me this year, I really, really enjoyed the smaller, quote unquote, smaller bands that played in the clubs, as opposed to last year. For me, my energy was spent more so on the headlining acts on the pool deck. You know what I mean?
Like Night Ranger and Queensryche.
Yep. So after that, there's a band called LA Maybe that I actually first heard of on Growing Up Rock. Steven and Sonny were talking about them. Those guys fucking kick ass. What a fun band. Tons of energy. And the way that in the setup of this cruise, this ship, there's a place called Magnum's, and there's just like a little stage set up, and it's like right in the middle of just like an open area with bars and stuff. And it's just a blast. Those guys just did a really fun job. And then at that time, this is the time of the day when you kind of looking at the schedule, being like, okay, where do we have to go? What do we have to do? When are we going to eat? How are we going to squeeze it in?
Well, you get your food in, buffeting it. Usually the safe bet is when you start off on the cruises, you do the buffet because it's there. There's always variety of food. So we buffeted it. And we knew that we had to catch Buck Cherry that night, which started, I think, at 7:30.
Yep, they were early. Yep.
Yeah, 7:45. So that's what we did. We went to catch Buck Cherry.
Yeah, we kind of caught the tail end of that show. Fucking unbelievable energy. I mean, there's a lot of bands on this ship, on this particular cruise, where I was like, I've heard of these guys. I mean, obviously I know Buck Cherry. We saw them once. They opened for KISS before. But spending some time like seeing them live, like the energy that they have. I mean, God damn it, every song is about fuck. I mean, he had a song Too Drunk to Fuck, then a song called Tight Pants. I mean, these guys are great. They're just so much fun, tons of energy.
Yeah, won me over, I'll tell you that. Just their live performance and the energy of the band was fucking very addictive.
Yeah. And then after that,
did we catch Plush for a little bit?
Yeah. After that, we went to go see Plush. So Plush is the all-girl rock band. If you're on social media, you've seen or heard of them a lot. I was fucking blown away. I watched them every time they performed on the ship. They are fucking insane. That lead singer's voice absolutely wails. And I didn't even know this. They just opened up for Alice in Chains on part of their tour.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing because they do a cover of Man in the Box, which is incredible. And some of their songs have a very grungy type of guitar tone, guitar style. But then some of their other stuff sounds like Hailstorm or any of those like female fronted rock bands. Incredibly awesome band. They did a cover of Barracuda, and my God, the vocals just incredible. Really, really great show. I'm very, very impressed by Plush.
Yeah. After Plush, there was the headliner, and that was Striper. Striper, no striping. Striper, no striping.
So Tony is a huge Striper fan. So we went up on the top deck. Now, I don't really know much about Striper. I know who they are, and I know like songs like Calling One, whatever it's called, Honestly, that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I know our buddies Tony and Steve and those guys, especially like some of the new Striper. They say,
Sonny loves them.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him a shot. So they come out musically, fucking band rips, heavy guitars, sounds great. But this is where I start to piss off all the Striper fans. I just can't do Michael Sweet's voice. I just can't do it. And I know that there are people saying, "What are you guys are crazy. His voice is great." I didn't say his voice was bad. His voice is great. I just don't like the style of his vocals. So after a few songs, I just couldn't get into it for too long. Just couldn't get into it. So went and saw another smaller band. I think this is when I ran into Jeff Trott.
Trotsky,
baby. The all-female Black Sabbath cover band called Black Sabbath. I'm sorry. Fucking incredible. I don't know. Honestly, you got 4 of them. Okay? Just like Sabbath. Incredible. The lead guitarist was hitting every friggin' tone and note that Tony Iommi would played. The drummer, I love I saw them twice. I love them. I like Black Sabbath. I'm not like a diehard Sabbath fan. But they play Aussie Sabbath. That's it. Or at least that's all I heard. Great stuff by them. Great stuff by them.
Yeah. And Tom, the old prehistoric band Riot was playing too, but we didn't catch any of that shit.
No, didn't check out Riot. No, I couldn't believe. I'm like, wait, is that the same Riot? I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, and then we crashed in on the first night of karaoke, and that is where you heard our intro music of Parasite. And my goodness, we've talked about it last year, and we've talked about it leading up to the cruise. KISS Karaoke is like something from another planet. It's just like Planet of the Apes or fucking like Lord of the Flies. It's just the land of the Kiss Fit toys. It's just, and the guy they had hosting it this year must have been hopped up on something because he was wicked excited about it.
Orange Cassidy, all the wrestling goons out there know it.
Yep.
Speaking of goons, do you remember Jim the wrestling goon? Oh. The caller on EI? Jim the JWT, whatever he used to call himself.
Now you're gonna get me coughing here. Jim the wrestling.
He was a caller on the old sports radio.
That's right. And that wrapped up night one.
But one incident happened. Something happened there's the bathroom across from the buffet. And the stench that came out of there was fucking putrid.
Look, I can't recall if it was this night or what night, because it was a lot of nights. But at one point, there was a Norwegian Cruise Line employee who was exiting the bathroom with an industrial cleaner in one hand and a jug of chemicals in the other. And the look on this guy's face was, what fucking life choices have I made right now?
To get me into this place.
To get me to have to clean the dog shit stench out of this bathroom. Because something happened and we just don't know what it was.
It kept occurring. And it's always like, there are a lot of general bathrooms, and sometimes because our cabin was fine. We had plenty of space, but apparently a lot of them, and most of the other cabins, I should say, were very tight. we were hearing stories of people having a shit one in the toilet and half their body in the shower so they could fit while taking a shit. That it was so tight. So you would have to shit elsewhere.
And then we're checking like the KISS Cruisers Facebook page, and some guy was like, "Does anybody smell sewage on this boat?" Like,
throughout this trip, there was foul stenches everywhere. We actually got some photos of, and this must have happened, I don't know how many times. There would be a fucking sign on the bathroom across the buffet. And he would always say,
please do not use, or whatever.
Yeah, or cleaning in progress.
And it was that whole week.
Yeah. And then there would be a yard waste bag outside. The fucking foulness of it. And people would walk in and they had this wicked over the top, I don't know, mango smell.
It was
orange.
It was like a citrus cleaner smell, but it was citrus shit cleaner. Like imagine your dog takes a shit in the middle of your living room floor, and then you spray citrus air freshener over it. That's what the bathroom smelled like. It smelled like a bowl of oranges with dog shit on top.
Smeared fresh shit got smeared. That's what it smelled like. And in addition to that, you would have to think how bad it was for somebody to be like the buffet, the shitter across the buffet smelled so over the top bad that I need to get the authorities to complain about the scent.
Somebody had to report this to Norwegian cruise staff and be like, look, somebody died in that bathroom. Get on that.
The best was going in or watching people walk in or walk out and be like, what the fuck?
Seriously. It was like an episode of Fear Factor or something.
Fucking the laughing that our little friend Tracy did about that bathroom. She could not stop laughing.
Oh my God.
It was fucking unreal.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know, but it was foul.
Oh.
Yep. And then there was another incident where a few people out of nowhere while we were in the elevator were complaining about elevator smell again.
That wasn't us. No, none of this was us. Well, maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But there was somebody like, he just got on the elevator with us. Oh, this is kind of cramped, but it's not like that other elevator. Woo! Somebody fucking ripped Oh man, you guys, unbelievable stuff. Well, night one ends with us going to bed with Ace Talk.
Oh yeah.
I will tell you, they gave us a fucking Kiss Tard blanket that was a weighted blanket or whatever we each got, and I slept well on those beds.
I slept well, but at first I thought I was going to the dentist. It was like one of those X-ray blankets that they give you when you get at the dentist. The thing was like one of those weighted, fucking, anxiety blankets.
Yeah, spectrum blankets we were all given. Give the Kiss Tards some blankets for their needs.
They might need to feel at ease.
Yeah. Oh, man, but we all slept well. It was a good night. So far, so good.
Yeah.
We rise and shine. Well, some of us rise and shine. And we're on to day 2. Yep. Sunday, October 30th.
Yeah, and the big highlight for the beginning of this day, I think, unless Zeus has something else to add, it was the big Doc Q&A.
Yeah, that as well as the Richie Kotzen show that I don't think you got to catch, right?
I caught Richie Kotzen at the end. We'll get into that when we get to that part of the cruise, but I didn't see that. I didn't see that show on day 2.
So he was playing.
Yep.
And so the Doc McGee shit. Doc comes out in the Stardust Theater where Kiss plays their show, sits down, and some pre-selected questions were asked of Doc.
Yeah. Last year when Doc did the Q&A, he did it in the atrium, which for some reason now has a fucking Starbucks in it.
Yep.
And last year the questions were completely random. People would raise their hand, the host would come over and hand the mic, and I think Doc was like, "Yeah, we ain't doing that again." So these were all pre-selected questions. So the host would call up, say, "Hey, Fred, what's your question?" He had like a note card with the question. And there was, look, nothing's gonna be crazy on the KISS Cruise. However, boy, the Peter dislike on this cruise by these guys. Somebody said, "What is your biggest regret?" Or what was a couple? It was like a 2-part thing, like moment you're most proud of and biggest regret in managing KISS. Without a hitch and without a hint of humor or sarcasm, Doc McGee said his biggest regret was not killing Peter Criss.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, obviously he's joking, but he said it flatline. And everybody was like, whoa, like, what the fuck?
He didn't backtrack like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. Peter annoyed me.
No.
I didn't get that under control." He was just like, "Yeah, and just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What did he do? Why would you even bring that up?" So, which leads me to, and we'll have this little sidestep here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doc also mentioned when all the trouble was starting that he says Gene and Paul wanted to continue with them. And I'm like, "No, you can do this without them," which gets me to think it's Doc that doesn't want the reunion to happen. He probably looks at this as like, who wants to deal with those two assholes?
Because he's the band manager. He's the manager. He's probably like, I don't want to deal with them.
I don't fuck. And I'll make less money because we're going to pay them more money. And I'm going to have to handle way more shit. Fuck it. And I feel like he's the guy whispering Paul and Gene's ear. "They don't need him. Fuck them. You're better off. You're better off. You're better off." He even said that those guys wanted to continue with the other two. And he probably was like, "You don't need them. Fuck them." It just...
Honestly, the dots didn't really connect until we were there and heard that conversation. And then Zeus, you mentioned, I'm like, shit, you know what? It sounds like this reeks of Doc. Like, I'm the band manager. I don't want to deal with these pains in the ass. Plus, I don't want to give them the money that they're probably going to want. Stick with Tommy and Eric and just fucking cruise.
Yeah, it's going to come out of my cut. I can make way more money because Gene and Paul will make more money because we're not paying those two assholes, which means I'll make more money.
But the flip side to that argument that some KISS fans might say would be like, well, don't you think the band would make more money if they advertise shows with Peter and Ace?
Why take the chance? Why deal with that shit? I'm making my cut, probably, the Doc is saying, without them. Fuck them. The way he talked about them and the way he mentioned, just off the cuff, like how the other guys didn't want them anymore. I mean, wanted them to stay, and that he kind of convinced them, fuck them.
Yeah, it was a weird Q&A because there wasn't a lot of, every time he talked about the band, like when he talked about himself,
it was condescending.
Every time he talked about himself and his career, there was some jokes, some laughs, some, self-deprecating stuff. But every time he talked about the band, it was like, wow, like you could, like, and he even said it. He even acknowledged it. He said, I learned when to become a manager. He's like, he said, to make connections, meaning I learned to manage bands, not that I like, but that people like. So he's probably like, I don't even fucking give a shit about this band for the most part, but I know the KISS fans do. So I'm going to take over and run the show for them the way I think, because I don't really care. Because he says, when I first started as a manager, I tried to manage all these bands I liked. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's more money in connecting with fans.
Yeah. And a couple things that he said. How about the fact he says, well, KISS back then, they realized they couldn't compete with bands in their regular clothes.
That blew me away.
Whoa!
Because they were talking about prompting them to put on makeup and costume. He's like, yeah, KISS realized they couldn't compete. I'm like, okay, I don't ever remember Paul and Gene saying that they put on makeup and costumes because they couldn't compete with other bands.
That's not how they sell it.
No.
And I've never felt that was the way it goes.
No.
But that's what he said.
Yep.
He said he also threw out, I'm sure Paul's therapist was proud of Paul.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. That was interesting.
Yep. He mentioned Paul's therapist.
Yep.
And then he also said, they were talking about like Kiss's legacy. Like, Kiss writes stuff with bad lyrics. He does that joke all the time about Kiss and bad lyrics.
Always.
Like, they do decent songs with bad lyrics. Like, it's never like Kiss rocks out these songs that are classics and they're still selling because of overall the music, the image, the show.
You could tell, you could tell, honestly, that I don't really think he's a Kiss fan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he made it sound like he fucking hated Motley Crue. Half the shit was about Motley Crue. And he was talking about how much he didn't like them either. But he realized he could make money with them. That's the difference.
That's when that story came about him saying, yeah, I can make connections. Translation, I can make money off these bands that these kids love.
Yeah, these fucking young punks. But he did say something like, yeah, and the makeup and all this stuff. And then they got the squirrel. Like, dude, Eric Carr wasn't the squirrel.
That pissed me off.
Was off.
I'm like, dude, now you're minimizing Eric. And then I don't know if he figured out that he said that because then he backtracked and started praising Eric Carr's career.
That he met him when he was doing Bon Jovi on tour.
The squirrel. Everything you're doing is minimizing this band right now.
Yeah, he was shitting on him a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
And then he talked about, like, when I met Peter, that's the guy that played on Alive. Like, you're a fucking asshole.
It was really interesting. Yeah, it was pretty shocking.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the guy probably doesn't give a fuck. Gene and Paul they're not changing managers at this point.
No.
And he knows that. They're used to him. They know what he's doing. It is what it is,
And then we got our picture taken with him.
Yeah, and we saw him. Hey, Doc, come here, buddy.
Hey, you're good. Hey, great job today.
Doc, come over here. KISS, Shout Out Loudcast, #1 Kiss podcast. Oh, yeah? Really now, huh? So, yeah, make sure you keep us on our radar. He's like, oh, yeah. Whatever, fucking kid.
And then the big thing after that, out of the pool deck, was history with the band, which was kind of a cool format because what they did was they had the band up on stage and then they would show photos on the screen and then they would have cruisers ask a question, ask the band to comment on the photo, who took it, what's the significance of it, what happened. And our buddy Tom Zeus, Patreon supporter, he got to ask a question. I thought it was a cool format. I thought it was kind of interactive and it was interesting.
Yeah, they were asking weird questions. Just like some of the comments were fun, the good stories. The thing that I liked about this, they had a little self-deprecating humor, including Paul.
Yeah.
About the photos being shown. Yep. The best one was that famous, I shouldn't say famous, but that photo of Gene in makeup holding Eric Singer's hand and Eric is in the boxer shorts.
That was great.
Like no shirt on in boxer shorts with a fat face and the makeup on. And It was hilarious. Hilarious.
But what picture did we love though? The planted Phantom of the Opera picture. So Paul can take 10 minutes and be like,
I can do that.
Swoon over his career in Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, it just.
But it was cool. I actually like that format because, like, they had newer pictures, older pictures, and then the band would just kind of reminisce and talk about it. And I thought that was kind of an interesting way to get the band to kind of open up about random Kiss stuff.
Yeah. Now, in between that, there were other little things going on. How quick can you kiss with Eric Singer? Like people putting on makeup or outfits on, something like that, competition?
We didn't do that. Yeah, we didn't do that.
I think Tony Renton did the battle shots competition.
Oh, yes, with Steve. Yep, Steve Wright.
Those guys did that.
Yep.
Mickey James and Ale Maybe played. There was a tea time with Tommy Taylor. And then there was at 7, Bisto Blanco. Remember what was that? What was the maid's name from fucking OJ? Bisto Blanco. Whatever she was, not Kato. And then Vixen was on too. I didn't get to see Vixen at that point. I think we did play a couple songs while we were eating at Chin Chin.
Yes, we were eating dinner at Chin Chin, and below us at Magnum's was Vixen. They rocked. They sounded great.
Yeah.
They sounded great.
But we were getting prepared and excited because Bruce Kulick was coming on soon.
That's right. We always love the Bruce Show with Todd Kern, Zach Throne, Brent Fitz. We always get fired up for that. And of course, What do they open with? The Oath. Holy fuck, a deep cut. Something from the Elder and the song Ripped, which proves that these songs, some of them on the Elder, actually do rip.
Yes. Yes. I love the Oath. I love that they played it because you wouldn't think so because not his era.
Me too.
And the song rocks. I'll just tell you, again, like it's almost like he's the MVP every time. I know it's not Bruce. It's not fucking Gene. It's not Paul. I would say it's Todd fucking Kearns rocks. He's just a fucking rock star. Anything you put in front of him, he nails it out of the park.
Yeah.
And seeing him up there blasting the Oath and singing it, not easy. And he kicks ass with it.
No. And I think this is why Paul has Bruce's band on. A, because they like Bruce, but B, they're probably like, you play the deep cuts. We'll play fucking Deuce and Strutter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so after the Oath, they rip into Fits Like a Glove, which everybody loves that. And the song fucking Zach doing the Gene stuff, incredible. It's fucking incredible.
He brings the spirit without being like copying.
Exactly. Just like Todd with Paul. He doesn't ape Paul. He gives it his Todd Kearns flavor with, in honor of Paul. And Zach does the same thing. And I just got to say right here, I'm a drum nerd. I don't know how to play the drums. I wish I did, but Brent Fitz is fucking insane on the drums. My God, if you have never seen him on the cruise or anything that he does, holy shit, the guy is a friggin' monster on the drums. And especially opening these songs, The Oath and Fits Like a Glove, 2 killer tracks. He just fucking nailed every beat.
And what you notice too is both Todd and Zach are loving these songs. They're having fun with them.
Yeah.
They're smiling. They're laughing. They're joking with each other. You can tell they like this music. It's not just a job for them.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's what's fucking hilarious. And that's what makes it so much fun. They jump into Tears Are Falling. And you get to hear the Bruce solo, which we all love.
Yep. Great stuff as always. And then they do a little Crazy Nights deep cut medley.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. They nailed this. They did Hell or High Water. I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. When Your Walls Come Down. No, No, No. And then the Lost song that they love to play, Sword and Stone. Oh my God. Incredible.
And again, you know how hard that is to hit those Paul songs from that album.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't miss a beat. He fucking nails it. Nails it. And all of them.
And every time I hear them do Sword and Stone, they did it at Creatures Fest. We're all looking at each other being like, how the fuck did this song not make the album? How did this song not make the album? But
yeah, I don't know. But then they get into, and they said because it was from popular request, King of Hearts.
Oh my God. One of our all-time favorites and a true deep cut. Nailed it again. And then they continue the deep cuts, whether you love it or hate it, but they break out Bang Bang You. A fun song. Everybody's singing around together, having a great time. It's nighttime now. Everybody's got a couple drinks in them. Fucking Bang Bang You. It's a fun song. Might not be a great song in your opinion, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's nice to hear these songs. So I'll take Bang Bang You over the 20th time of hearing Love Gun.
Exactly. And then they break out into Unholy. Zach always crushes this song with Unholy. Bruce absolutely note for note crushes probably my favorite solo.
The fucking tone on his guitar is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect on this.
Yep. Incredible. Then they continue with some revenge stuff and give us Domino. Again, Zach is hilarious and awesome doing the Gene stuff here. Then they break into Forever. They love playing that. Bruce loves playing that, of course, with that solo. And then Bruce gives himself a little love off of.
Oh, what happened?
he gives himself a little love.
Okay.
From Carnival of Souls with I Walk Alone, the rare Bruce vocal. I don't know that song. I know.
I like the song personally. Yeah. I like the song.
Yeah.
I like the lyrics. I like Bruce's delivery. He's not belting Paul Stanley Crazy Nice vocals on this, but I like the song that he played it. I fucking really liked it. Yep. However, I can tell you, everybody was like, like the crowd was not too into it.
Yeah, but I think at first, like the crowd was like, "Oh, cool! I've never heard this before," and it's not Bruce's fault. I mean, it's the type of song.
Not
it is.
at all. Not at all. I just, you know how it is with Kiss cards. Carnival Souls is like the ugly stepchild. Bruce's song from Carnival Souls is
Right.
really a deep cut. So
Right.
I think they just were like, I've never heard this. It's like a new song. What is this? You know?
Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought he did well.
And then they finish up with a few more from Crazy Nights. They do the title track and then Turn on the Night.
Oh,
love it.
Our buddy Jericho would love to hear this. Them killing Turn on the Night. Oh,
yep.
So good. We talk about it. How many times like the summer songs or party songs or starting up a barbecue. Turn on the Night is so fucking catchy and so much fun on a fucking cruise liner.
Yep. Awesome.
Out on the top deck. How cool was it singing the chorus?
Yep. It was awesome.
Oh.
And they wrap up with God Gave Rock and Roll to You. I know Bruce loves that song. So that's how they wrapped up their set. But of course, that's why you go on the cruise, to hear those songs and sing along with them, in my opinion.
So you're exactly right, Tom. I'm like, to me, fuck. I mean, I liked it. I think it's fantastic. But they just so it makes the price. If Bruce wasn't there, I wouldn't do KISS Kruise. No
I think you're right.
I wouldn't be doing these if Bruce and his band are not on there. It's a whole thing. And I don't know, they got to come up with a name or something because they need more recognition. Todd, Zach, Brent, they all need more recognition. I love Bruce, but those guys are fucking all stars.
Yep.
Right.
And then we wrap up with the late night headliner, Black Label Society. Going into this, I know Zach, I know BLS, and I only know the quote unquote popular songs, but I've never seen them live. So I'm like, I gotta fucking check out BLS. Holy shit. My opinion, not a KISS Kruise band, and I mean that in a good way. This band is fucking just balls out metal for the KISS Kruise. I was blown away. Zach is a front man of epic proportions, comes out dressed like a fucking Viking, foot up on the amp on the monitor while he's playing, pointing to the sky, absolutely burning down the house with his guitar playing. The band was heavy as fuck. Unbelievable performance. I mean, I was sold. Again, I knew the more well-known BLS songs, but now I'm like, and then they just announced an Anthrax and BLS tour, which is fucking awesome. But wow, Zach and the band just absolutely crushed it.
He does look like a fucking Viking up there. It looks like Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly. And we also got our picture taken with him too, but that's okay.
Yeah, he is fucking jacked.
Oh my God.
Jacked. He's got veins popping out of his calves.
Yeah.
He's up there on stage. Just another great performance. I'm not into that kind of fucking music. It's way too heavy. It's not as melodic, but you gotta like bow down to the talent. That guy rocks his fucking brains out.
Yep. And he
insane.
Yeah. And he can shred like Malmsteen if he wants to, but then he can rip a melodic solo and just, and it was funny too, because that next morning or even that night, talking to like Tony and Steve, they're like, oh, fucking best show on the cruise so far. Like BLS fucking blew people away. They were awesome.
Yeah, I'm still sticking to Bruce.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I got you. Yeah,
sticking to Bruce.
No
offense.
No offense taken. I got you.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the next day.
Yes.
Another night of sleeping in with all the guys and gals. A lot of fun. Waking up, doing our now we're getting into the routine.
Yeah, now we're hitting our groove, checking the schedule, knowing when to map out. And I felt like this cruise, it was easy to manage the schedule. There wasn't a lot of overlapping events. I felt like last year we were kind of like, oh, do I want to do this or that? I didn't feel like there was a lot of that this time around, that things were scheduled so that you didn't really miss anything.
Yeah. Well, now we land in Cabo San Lucas.
Oy, whoa, here it comes.
So we all get off. Okay. The four of us and, Steve and his crew came off too. Most people got off here.
And Zach Wild and his family were on the same boat with us.
Yeah. The little mini boat they take you to get there.
Yep.
And we took some photos with Zach. Couldn't have been kinder. He was there with his wife, his kid, but still took time for the fans. We tried not to be obnoxious, though Tony failed. So it was really nice. And couldn't be a cooler guy. So we walked down the strip. There's like a little strip there. We got attacked by fucking Mexican gypsies. You couldn't walk without getting bombarded. You like a cocaine? You like a smoke? You want to smoke? You want a drug? You want to do for your? You were getting hit up with cocaine, steroids, fucking Viagra.
So
you name it, they had it.
It was literally like swatting flies. You couldn't walk 3 feet without. You want a boat tour? You want bracelet? You want hat? You want this? You want this? You want t-shirt? You want this? Then pharmacies everywhere.
Everything's a pharmacy.
Like when you go to a beach in New England, you see like sunglass shops, t-shirt shops. These are like and pharmacies selling prescription drugs as if you're buying like cough drops, Viagra,
muscle relaxers. Yeah,
I'm like
all sorts of shit.
I'm like, and not to I'm like, look, let me preface this by saying I'm not a cruise aficionado here, okay? But this is where Norwegian Cruise Lines decides to take their people when one of the stops is Cabo San Lucas. To get to the beach, you had to fucking pay somebody to take you there.
Yeah,
I mean, you walked along.
It was like fucking a scene in Airplane. Would you like to buy this flower?
Yeah,
boom, punch it. Would you like to buy? Boom, punch that guy. And then one of them, some lady comes up to us, tries to throw a lizard on me. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Tom does it. He's like, they put a lizard on him. As soon as they put a lizard on him, we take a photo. All of a sudden, can I have money?
Yeah.
Can I have money?
Money.
And then another lady comes on. She has a little lizard. That money for her. What about money for me? You pay me money too?
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then these people selling these random like banner things. I don't know what you did with them. I don't even know if they understand English. One of them said, "I love big dicks." One of them said, "Pussy muncher." One of them said,
"Fuck muncher."
One of them said, "Fuck Biden." Yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? Yeah. But my favorite T-shirt of the entire trip: vaccinated and ready to fuck.
What was the other one about the wall?
Oh yeah. Another guy held up it said, "Relax, you're on the safe side of the wall." And then it's like, and then every 50 feet is a pharmacy, like a legit, but it's like a it's like, wherever, if you have a Walgreens or a CV, so you go in and you're buying like Sudafed or you're buying like Tylenol. It's like, oh yeah, I'll take a box of Viagra. I'll take a box of fucking Prozac. I'll take a box of muscle relaxers. I'm like, where the fuck am I right now?
All the illegal drugs you can't get in the United States.
Oh my
right there for
God.
You.
Well, no, they're not illegal. You just need a prescription for them in the United States.
Well,
although they did have sections, they had places you could buy HGH, you could buy steroids.
Yeah,
obviously cocaine and weed.
Everybody was trying to get us fucking drugs. It was. I'm not saying every 10 blocks or so. I'm saying every fucking 10 steps, somebody's stepping in your face and offering you shit.
And I'm sorry if what I'm about to say offends people, but I don't really care. It highlighted every stereotype of that area. Yeah, it highlighted every fucking stereotype. And my heart broke for some of these people because you could tell this is how they can get money to probably put food on the table. It was pathetic.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but we did manage to punch out a few of them and make our way to.
It was like GTA Cabo.
Yeah, and we made it to Sammy Hagar's Cabo. What do you call it there? Cabo Wabo
Cantina, whatever.
Yeah, the line was fucking insane. And we're like, we're not waiting this. So we just got a couple T-shirts, took some photos. And then who cuts in front of everybody? Hey, man. Hey, dudes. How you doing? Sebastian Bach.
That's right.
Through everybody.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he walks right through. So we did that. And then we walked back. And they put you on these little fucking boats that thankfully weren't too long of a ride because you were just rocking.
Oh, yeah.
And we made it back after a day at Cabo. I mean, we bought some people bought T-shirts and shot glasses and things like that. But mostly it was from the Hagar bar, Cabo Wabo, and that was really it.
Buddy Tracy bought her vanilla tequila, which was nice.
Oh, yeah.
I almost bought myself a dick-shaped bong pipe, but I said, nah, I'll leave that at home.
Yeah. All sorts of shit. But we make it back. We do our dinner. We do our food. We do our shit. And Tom, you got to see the Wild Things for a little bit, right?
Yes. Another band that I was blown away and very impressed with. So I think they're from Great Britain, female-fronted band, but very 90s alt rock stuff that we like. You know, a little bit of sounding like Cranberries, but a little bit more rocking. Very, very melodic, very hooky. Would have fit in perfectly with that college stuff. And I heard somebody later on in the week, and I cannot remember who said it, but somebody was like, yeah, people are talking about this band and the Wild Things, that they're going to be like the next big thing or whatever. I'm like, okay. I really dug them. I thought they really, really cool sound. Beautiful, beautiful voice with the lead singer. So yeah, the Wild Things, I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. And, we do our dinner and we get ourselves pumped and ready to go for a KISS indoor show, which only 2 of the 4 are allowed to have tickets.
Oh God, another fucking gripe of the KISS Cruise. Oh, you guys want to come on the KISS Cruise? Yeah, I said it's like buying tickets to go see a movie, but the tickets only get you in the movie theater. Oh, you want to see the movie? Oh, that's $250.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you can't get it because it's all sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking. Yeah. My God.
So we're gonna stop there.
But let's be clear. I know people are listening to this. We loved the cruise. We've had a fucking incredible blast, and we still have a whole other half of the trip to get through. But you listen to us, you know how we are. Not everything is sugar-coated, lovey-dovey. We worship the band. We're just going to tell you our experience.
See, part of the thing is that you guys, sometimes you probably hear it, and that is, it's just the experience. Who are you with? Who are you seeing?
Absolutely.
Just being able to go to your room, just change your shirt, head back up, and you go to this spot on the boat, and you're hanging out with this guy. There are many times that I would end up just with Jeff Trott, hanging out, laughing, cracking them up. Then times Tom would go with Tony and go see a band they want to see. And times Tracy would do this.
Yep.
Or we'd run into Steve. You see your friends, you have a conversation. Or we even talk about it. We went to the merch place. We got all the merch and all the KISS tards going nuts for the merch.
That's right. Yeah. No, it really, I mean, look, next year's KISS Cruise is going to be very, very different. We'll get into that, when we do recap part 2. It's an incredible experience, especially if you're with a group of friends. It really is an awesome fucking experience.
Yeah, we were able to use you can use their fucking business center. We were able to update the website from there. They have the Paul gallery. They have fucking shit. You can see of KISS stuff all over the ship. There's what's the other one I was thinking of? Oh, there's a casino in there, which some of us use more than others. And there's always an act performing at any point, and you can always find something to do. Meanwhile, if you're fucking hungry, the buffet's open all the time. There's a steakhouse you can go eat for free. There's a fucking Chinese restaurant you can eat for free. There's like an Irish pub place you can eat for free. Remember my little Asian little friend that liked me and she made a little heart with her.
Oh, that's right.
Straw?
Yeah. I thought you were going to take her home. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I kept doing this throughout the whole fucking trip. Good morning. No matter what time of the day it was,
but
we would say this to people.
But I'll tell you, the best part is we'll be up on the pool deck. It's like 9:00 at night. Good morning. People be like, what? That's why we do it.
Every fucking employee there, anytime they bring us food, good morning. They're like, good morning.
Washy, happy.
Smiley.
Oh,
yes,
gosh.
washy. And then we'll leave you with, just don't use the bathroom on the fucking buffet. Across from the buffet, do not use that bathroom.
Don't do it. Just save yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's recap part 1. Tom, what do we do next?
We got our question of the week. This is a funny one because we have talked about this. This comes from Casey Campbell. Hey, guys, love the show. My question, which is not a KISS question, you'll figure out why I'm reading it in a minute. I am wondering, since you guys played Jerky Boys audio, have you thought about having them on their show? What about a review of their movie? Zeus, didn't we talk about this in regards to Dome Damage?
Yeah, we're like, that's a perfect outlet for it. perfect outlet.
Because we're
Jerky Boys.
Yeah, because we're friends with Johnny Brennan on social media. We've communicated with him like DMs and stuff. So now that we have an outlet, now that we have Dorm Damage, which is one of the reasons why we created that, was to have an outlet for things like that. That's one of our future goals, is to get Johnny or all of them or some of them on there.
Yeah, it would be awesome. And now we can do it. You can tell when we're doing Jerky Boy shit on the cruise. That shit has never left us. It's what binds the show together.
Yep.
It's a common theme. It opened up the show when we first started talking about doing this show. We're like, we need an opening. And what did we go to? We went right
Yellow.
to the Jerky Boy.
That's right.
Yellow. I'm looking for paint work. They made a mistake in that ad. Oh yeah, I can do the whole fucking skit right now off the top
Who's
of my
this?
head.
This is Mike.
Mike the rookie.
Mike the rookie.
Paint work or what?
No, see, they made a mistake in that ad. See where it says under situations wanted?
Yeah.
No. See, I'm looking for work. I'm out of work. I'm looking for work myself.
Are you painting the union?
I don't go with that union shit. I'm a painter.
Just did some job on my car. I used a roller there. It came out beautiful. Oh yeah. The guy, not the Jerky Boys guy, Johnny Brennan. The other guy is my favorite part of that whole skit. He gets called a fucking fruitcake like 3 times. He's like,
and then he calls him, and then the Jerky Boy guy calls. He's like, right, Mike? What do you say, Bill?
Give me a number. Yes, for his number. For what?
It's like, maybe me and you paint each other up. And the other guy's like, hey, forget about it.
And night in the town, right, Mike? What do you say, Bill? Give me your number. Anyways, Tom, what we do next is tell people where we can find us.
Yes, the website. We love the website. Shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find everything about the show. You can find all of our episodes, the Shout Out Loudcast episodes, the ARC episodes, Dorm Damage, and yes, Zeppelin Chronicles. You can find all of our...
Can I jump in about that?
Do it.
Dude, we get the questions about Zeppelin Chronicles. We've said it on the show 1,000,000 times. I've said it on this part of the show 1,000,000 times. Dude, Zeppelin Chronicles was not meant to be a monthly occurrence. It was meant to be, when we get a chance, we're going to break down all the Zeppelin albums.
Couple times a year max.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't understand. Everyone's like, where is it? Where is it? Did you forget about it? We didn't forget about it. It's still on the same pace, guys.
Appreciate the passion, but you settle down.
Yeah, we can't do an off-the-cuff Dorm Damage type Zeppelin episode. We can't. No. You got to put the time into it. And we got, as you can see, a lot of shit going on. So we appreciate the love for it, but we'll get to it, guys. We're on that right pace that we've always planned to. So go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. And you can also click on the links to join our Patreon. You can use our Amazon shopping link. You can use our link for merch. Everything's there. You can send us messages directly through the website. You can comment on episodes directly through the website. There's everything there. Please check it out. Tons to do. You can get this photo galleries, pictures of people that have been on our show. Great stuff. We love the website. And of course, you can email us, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Please send us emails. We love those. And of course, social media, very active on that. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the TikTok. The kids love the TikTok. So we're on that. And of course, as always, our wonderful Patreon family, including the great Daniel Houston, who just joined. Thank you to him and everybody else. And we always like to say that we are proud to be part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Tons of great shows. Check us out and check them out. And you can download the Pantheon Podcast app. It's a dedicated app that includes us and all those shows.
Yeah, Tom, we always like to tell people they can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The part you mentioned about the photos, Tom, if you're going to send us photos, guys, it's got to be something with Shout Out Loudcast in it. You and your Aunt Edna's 75th birthday party. I can't put that on the website, although that's a great event. You understand, people? It's meant to be with our gear or something. You at a fun place. I will put it all up. And please, if you do send us something, it's got to be with saying that, hey, here's permission to use this.
Absolutely.
And let me know.
Yes.
Please. I can't just put it up.
Please make sure. Right. Please make sure you're granting permission for us to put it on the website. Yep.
And we'll definitely do it. And those things are greatly appreciate it. Believe me. Tom mentioned also Patreon, big help to the show. And our Amazon link is another big way they can help on our show. Those are things that, they add up. There's an Amazon link. There's an Amazon store. If you see anything there, you purchase, it actually helps the show. So see our Amazon link on the website. Use that if you can. Now, the other thing we always say is you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that is actually at, I think, the 800 mark. I think so. We're trying to get to 1,000, folks. So if you can do that and help us, great deal. Subscribe to our show. And the other way you can help, which is the 5-star child reviews. Those on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Facebook, Podchaser, wherever you can leave a 5-star child review for Shout It Out Loudcast, please do. It moves us up the food chain. It helps the show tremendously. It's a big, big help to us. And when you do, let us know. The last one we got from Gandalf, he actually sent us a DM and told us, hey, that's me, because I didn't recognize who it was. All this stuff is helpful. So please, if you can do it and you want to help the show and you ask us, hey, how can we help? The 5-star reviews, the Patreon, the Amazon, all that stuff is a great way to help.
Yep.
So thank you for that. And a lot of that stuff you can find on our incredible new website, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Then finally, you can always email us at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Tom, what we like to do next is we leave with famous last words. You got any?
Of course. And she tells me she likes fast cars. She says she likes mine the best. And just because of that, baby, you'd think she'd forget the rest.
You want to sit in my driver's seat. If you do, it's all right with me. I've got to hand it to you, baby. You know what a girl's got to do.
Nice.
It was a good Mindy McCready song from the 90s. A girl's gotta do what a girl's got to do. Hot leather pants dancing around. Oh,
yeah.
And then she became a fucking mess. Anyway, Tom, Loudcasters, Kiss Army, Kiss Cruisers, Kiss Tards. Thank you.
Guys, you're the best. Thank you so much for everything. Cruisers Part 2. Wow. Gonna be coming. But thank you guys for everything. Zeus, as always, my friend. Thank you. And thank you for putting up with my congested voice and sniffles.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
So young and so much to bear.